At 1, 2, 3. Okay, guys. So welcome to hopefully not our last contribution to our learning. Today, myself, Pedro Beltran, Alison Palmer, Brianna Rodriguez, and Colby Clifford are here to give you some thoughts about some reflective we've been doing after we, almost done with this course. And I'm going to start with the first question, which is like, if I can go back in time 1 year and talk to myself about this program, what would I say to myself?
I was very negative and like, this is too hard, this is too much. And if I would have just started out positive and open, just in it, which I mentioned last time, I think I would be even better off than what I am now.
I'll piggyback off that because I was very curious about what I was going to be learning, but I had more fear than curiosity. And what I've learned since then, since I started, is how I've been reminded of how much I love learning and how much I love being around other people that love learning, and these conversations that we've been able to have and collaboration and the whole process. The journey has been tough, but the most concentrated, rewarding year of my professional life for sure. It's been, I don't want it to end. I love it. I love everything about it.
I don't know. I'd agree with that. I think that if I could go back and tell myself something, it'd be that get ready for change, because I definitely wasn't prepared for what this is. I thought coming into my master's would be more a lot of reading, a lot of writing, a lot of, quizzes and tests. And, this program is by no means easy. It was a lot of work. There was a lot of effort put into it, but in a different way. Like, I feel like I actually am getting something out of it. Like, I'm building something that I can take with me and build more on, rather than just reading a book chapter, taking a test, and getting a good grade.
Get back on what Alison said, rewire my brain, knowing that I'm going to do things differently. And on the first week, find your group, create your community, because without my community, I would not even pass. And I think that goes along with I have you guys, each one of you brings something to the table that is unique. And I think the whole purpose of this reflection was to know that we got to be the best version of ourselves because we work together.
The second question we're going to talk about says, how do you feel about your learning now that the master's program is coming to an end?
I don't want it to end. Yeah, I said that kind of a second ago. I really don't. I feel like I'm just now discovering something.
Everything that I knew about education has changed. And what I have now is just a different approach. But I'm still afraid. I have to be honest. I'm still afraid to see how am I going to roll it out? Because right now I just feel I understand that you got it, but I will need everybody to go through the same master's program to see what I'm talking about. And now it depends upon myself to pass that knowledge. So it's a little nerve-wracking.
I think that in the beginning, I was really afraid of, what comes next, especially halfway through. I was like, oh no, like when this is over, it doesn't work. And I have to go all the way back to the beginning. But now I'm kind of excited for it to not work and to figure out what does work.
Doesn't work.
Like, I think that's the fun part, is not trying to figure it out.
Working. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Now I'll finally be able to implement all these things in my own classroom on my time. Like you said, this didn't work, but I still have all these other tools to try. I think it's more excitement now. The last question we have is, what is your next step for your innovation plan?
Let me start. I'm going to say, I'm going to continue with my learning community. If I tell you that I'm going to be on my own and trying to figure out what I'm doing, I have to go back to Alison and say, Alison, look what I'm doing. Or Kobe, what do you think? Is there any research for that? Is not the masters, is not what I got, is the people that I work with.
Realistically, my next step is probably going to be trying to get a PD course started. I think that if I can start there and get the teachers kind of on board and interested in what's going on with e-portfolios and how it can work for them, then maybe when, a year or two from now, I try to roll out more of a pilot into a classroom it might gain a little bit more traction because there's already kind of a seed plan.
Next step, I guess, would be the rest of the school year on top of the Canvas created for ePortfolio, the professional development, the professional learning course for ePortfolios.
My next step would be throughout this program, I have been my own audience, and I don't think I was willing to admit that until just now. But now that I feel like I understand it, leave it, and know the good and the bad, I'm ready to like talk about it, and I want people to ask me. And now I feel comfortable with what I'm doing and what I know and what I don't know and what I want us to learn together.
Oh, what you just said, though, is so important that we're learning together. Even the people that are actually taking my course right now, we are. So there was one other question. Is there anything that you would change?
If I could go back and change something, it would be being more open to the process, not holding on to that kind of traditional view of what school should be, where like I go to school, there's a lecture, read the chapter, take a test. If I could have let go of that sooner and that kind of teacher pleasing mentality, I think I would have been better off.
I agree. Everything she said. That's just not what I came in thinking. So it took quite a while. And I think what really changed it is when I finally found y'all. When we started the summer courses, then I was like, oh, okay, they're going through the crazy with me.
Probably the third or fourth class for me too.
I have to tell you, I needed a group. I said, I need somebody to know what's going on because I clearly don't know what's going on. And you guys were amazing. I don't think I will change. Things happen for a reason, and I just believe that it had to be a little bit rough because there were many years of structure that I needed to change. So I will probably not change it.
Me neither.
Well, guys, until the next time, and keep posted with each one of our websites, our ePortfolios, and discover all the great things that everybody is doing.